Alright, what's up guys? I'm back. Today we're going to be going over the Evolution armor sets and their tools and what they do. Alright, so without further ado, let's hop into this, okay? Alright, so first off, we got the Fire Armor Set here. Pretty useful, pretty good. Allows the user not to get burnt by lava. So if you go to the Nether, just bring yourself some Fire Armor or Firestone Armor Set and you'll be good and you'll be set. Now, the way to make the Firestone Armor is you actually need to find these Firestone ores right here. And once you find these Firestone ores, they're like right above lava usually. So anywhere there's lava, you can actually get some of these. You can get these Firestone shards from this, and you need 10 of these to make a Firestone. And then you need the Firestones to actually make the armor set. So you need like 24 to 26 Firestones to make the whole armor set. So I just keep that in mind. Fortune 3 does work on these Firestone shards, so I would guaranteedly try and get a Fortune 3 pick before trying to get any of these armor sets. If you don't know, you can go to the end cities like pretty quickly in this game. I would recommend going there and then flying on a Pokemon to go to an end city, and hopefully it has like a Fortune 3 pickaxe, and then go do this grind, okay? Alright, next is the Waterstone Armor over here. The Waterstone Armor has the exact same use as the lava, kind of, in which case you don't actually drown in the Waterstone Armor, and you can actually see in the water. So if you go to a deep ocean biome, or an ocean biome, you can use this armor and you can actually see underwater, which is really nice, and you can actually breathe. So, that's always a nice bonus underwater. Breathing's pretty nicely. So if you don't have a water Pokemon, you can just grab this set right here and do that. And then the Firestone Tool, I actually forgot to show this, but the Firestone Tool actually turns water into obsidian. There you go. Or cobblestone, depending on what layer it is. Let's throw that back in there. But yeah, the Waterstone Armor is pretty useful. The Waterstone Armor, or the Waterstone Axe, actually turns lava into obsidian. So, they're not very useful. I wouldn't recommend building a tool out of them. I just think they're a waste of space if you were to do it. Mainly because there's just better tools out there. And then that's the Waterstone Armor. We're going to move on to the Leafstone Armor. Oh, right. You can also find the Waterstone ore right here, this little shard thing, in the Ocean Biome and Deep Ocean Biome. I recommend finding yourself a water Pokemon and hopping on it, because you can breathe underwater with a water Pokemon, and you can actually see, so it's going to be pretty easy to grab these things if you have a water type Pokemon. Alright, Leafstone Armor. Leafstone Armor is probably the worst armor. So it gives you thorns and feather falling, but it's not great, and I'll show you why later. One of these armor sets just does a better job than the Leafstone Armor. And then I will show you what the tool does. It's actually decently useful. You find the leaf stones anywhere under trees, actually. So I would probably try and find like a ravine in a forest and then look there to try and find the leaf stones. But other than that, that's really the main way to get them. Now, the leaf stone actually... Oh, and actually, let me grab the Whalmer pot too. Let me show you this. So the leaf stone axe can actually just do a ton of bone meal on any item right here. But it goes down pretty quick, so it's really hard to recommend making one of them. The only other use I can see is that you can bone meal a berry tree, and then you can add a Whalmer's pot to like... Oh, yeah, you can do a Whalmer's pot and then this, and then that's pretty much it. So, it's really bad, actually. I wouldn't recommend making any Leafstone Armor. Maybe the tools for the bone meal, but even then, it just dies out too quick to be useful. So, Leafstone Armor, I give it like a -6. The Thunderstorm Armor, I think, is one of the best sets in the game. The Thunderstorm Armor allows the user to have haste, like by 3. It's haste 2. So you have haste 2, but not only that, any tool you make with the Thunderstorm Armor actually will get haste. So let me demonstrate this right here. You have to... Oh, usually... Okay, when you craft them, they get haste 3. I didn't craft this one, I just spawned it in. So that's why it doesn't have haste right here. Oh, there it goes. No, it doesn't. Okay. But trust me on it, okay? Trust me that you get haste on these, okay? Once you make it, you get haste, and then the armor set gives you haste 2. And then you get 50 bonus speed compared to the running boots. So you're going to go really zoomy. So I think the Thunderstorm Armor is like an S tier armor set. If I was going to make any of these, I'd probably go for the Thunderstone Armor. You can find the Thunderstone shards in mountain biomes. So anywhere over there, like there's one right over there. You can kind of see it, a little sliver of it. But yeah, that's the Thunderstone Armor set right there. Again, same crafting recipe, 24 to make the whole armor set. And you need the whole armor set to get any of the abilities. You can't mix and match or anything, which would have been cool. Alright, Sunstone Armor. Sunstone Armor would be useful if you're not playing on Peaceful. It gives Saturation. Oh, Protection 4 and... Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay. This one gives Protection 4, Projection 4 as well. So, I mean, if you're trying to do combat in Pixelmon, maybe. It's not too useful, though, as I said. It's not too great of an ability. You can find these sunstone ores in the desert. You're going to have to go underground in those little desert places and try and find some sunstone. They should be relatively close to the surface. But the Sunstone Armor, or this thing, or the Sunstone Tool, actually drops torches, which is pretty useful, and you get a lot of them, actually. I think the test was it broke after 3 stacks of 64 torches, so you actually get a lot out of your buck if you make a Sunstone Axe. Or any Sunstone actually gets the ability, so Sunstone Shovel, and boom, you're cooking, man. Again, works the same way as the other ones. 10 Sunstone Shards to get you 1 Sunstone. And then we get to the really good armor. Like, this is peak over here. Or, well, you know, these aren't peak, but I'll show you what these ones do. So this one gives protection 4, blast protection 4 as well. So again, the Moonstone functions just like the Sunstone, except for the tools that it has. The Moonstone I recommend is an S tier item. S tier evolution item, or S tier item set, because it gives night vision for 5 minutes. And the reset on this thing is you can go forever on this little guy right here. I took 0 durability, and I mean, you have to spam click it to even get any durability out of this thing. So that's why I highly recommend making a Moonstone shovel, because they're so useful. They're like the best tool you can get because you can see everything. If you're going caving, man, and you don't want to use coal, boom, Sunstone, all right? Or Moonstone. I think the Moonstone Armor Set's pretty lackluster, but the Moonstone, any Moonstone like pickaxe, shovel, any tool I think in the Moonstone is an S tier category for the night vision alone, which is incredible. And then we have Dawnstone, which is another S tier over here. If you don't know, Dawnstone actually gives you jump 4, but you also don't take any damage when you jump up right here, right? So you don't take any fall damage. So if you're flying on a Pokemon and you're like 7 conjillion blocks high and you accidentally shift, you're going to stay alive because Dawnstone Armor, you don't take any damage when you fall. Which I think is an S tier item. I have it in my world right now. It is so useful. Not being able to die is incredible. Now I will say the Dawnstone Armor is incredibly hard to obtain. The problem with the Dawnstone Armor is that you can only see the relative blocks, and I'll show you right now. Let's get it to dawn or dusk. You can only actually see the, here it is. So this is a dust stone. So the dust stones you can see when it's turning dusk, and then the dawn stones you can see when it's turning dawn. What I recommend is in plains biome specifically, there is a shopkeeper that can sometimes spawn, and you can basically just buy stones from him. Usually he has one of the dawn or moonstone items available and the sunstone available. So what I recommend is just going to a plains biome and just waiting it out. They are very expensive though. I think it cost me for a full set of the Dawnstone armor like 200k. So I'd be prepared to have like 300k on you if you were to try the strategy. But it's the best way to get the Dawn and Duststone armor set. Again, I think the Dawnstone is the best evolution item in the game. And it's what I recommend 100%, okay? Dawnstone armor, reign supreme, S tier, okay? And then again, you can get the Dawnstone from beating bosses. But it's going to take you way too long, and you might be able to find Dawnstone ore, but you can't actually mine. Like, this one's Dawnstone, but if I mine it, you get Cobblestone. So it's not very effective. And then the Dawnstone Armor Set actually gives you health boost. If you were to right-click, you can get a little bit of health boost. And look, it's an Aerodactyl. But you right-click, you get a little bit of health boost here. So, you know, if you go to fight the Ender Dragon, which is kind of like the only mob in the game, you can right-click and maybe get a little bit extra health to deal with them. But I wouldn't recommend making a Dawnstone tool. It's just not very useful. It has some implications for the Ender Dragon, but that's it. That's the only thing you'll ever use it for. So, Dawnstone tools, I wouldn't make. Dawnstone Armor Set, 100%. Best armor set in the game. 0 fall damage is actually crazy. Alright, now we'll take a look at the Duststone, which gives the user saturation, which means you won't starve to death, which is fine if you're not playing peaceful, you know, but I like to play Pixelmon on peaceful because there's really no difference between the two, except for one you gotta eat, alright? Now, I will say the Duststone, I would never make the Duststone armor set. Saturation 2 is not enough to get me to make this. It's cool, but it's not useful and not practical. Again, the Duststone pickaxe actually gives the user invisibility, so you can turn invisible, play a prank on your friends. But you know, not many uses. You know, I mean, unless you want to prank your friends and like spy on them. But again, I just wouldn't recommend the Duststone armor set. It's too expensive, and it's just not worth it. You don't get anything out of it. All right, so that's pretty much all the stones. I'm gonna go with wrap-ups though. What I'd recommend is making a Thunderstone pickaxe for the best tool, or like the best pickaxe here. It gets haste 3, which is really good, and you can just start mining things super quick. But the best armor overall is going to be the Dawnstone Armor Set. Just because you take 0 fall damage, which I rate really highly when you're flying on Pokemon all the time. You know, some people like accidentally press shift click and you fall, you can almost kill yourself, and then you'll have no idea where your stuff is for like years, man. At least with the Dawnstone, your death rate is very limited, and that's what I'd go with. In fact, I'd even enchant the Dawnstone Armor with like fire protection. That way, you know, the worst thing that could happen to you is fall in lava. But even then, it's such a high risk, But I think the Dawnstone is the best armor. Second best is Thunderstorm Armor. And then Waterstone Armor has implications as well, seeing as you can go get fossils with it. But any of the other armor sets, I would just ignore. I think the Sunstone Armor has a use if you don't have a Moonstone, or like a... Not the armor. The armor's garbage, alright? The only armor sets you could go for are the Thunderstorm Armor, and the Dawnstone Armor, and maybe the Waterstone Armor, alright? These three are like the best. And then I would recommend for the tool phase, if you can't get a Moonstone, a Sunstone Shovel or a Sunstone Axe here works just fine to set up light. I think the Moonstone item right here, the Moonstone Pickaxe or Moonstone anything that gives you night vision, is probably the best item you can probably make out of all the tools. And then the Thunderstone Pickaxe, again, haste is pretty useful. The rest of them, kind of garbage. I wouldn't make any other like tool sets from any other set except for the Moonstone, the Thunderstone, and maybe the Sunstone if I don't have the Moonstone available to me. But yeah, that's pretty much all the armor sets and what they do. And I hope this video was useful to you in some way. Try to keep it very brief. We're hitting like 11 minutes. Sorry about that. That was a little bit longer than I wanted to go. But I hope this video helped. If you liked the video, leave a like. And if you want to subscribe, go for it, man. You guys have a good day.